Hey there, Kendall here. Conscious coffee, this morning, it is a beautiful cold morning here in Dallas, and I'm just driving home, and I thought today is just going to be one of those crazy days because, hey, it is Halloween, and happy Halloween, everybody. I think I'm going to be like Superwoman. I think that's what my costume is. It's either Wonder Woman or Superwoman. It's been hanging in my closet for like 2.5 months, so I don't even remember what the heck it is. I think I have a cape, I got a cool belt, I'm a superhero. So yeah, so that's gonna be that. And did pumpkins last night and made cookies and did all that stuff, having a great big family time and everything. Hey, morning, Trey. But as I was driving, I was thinking about some of the things that kind of came up last night in conversations with different clients and with friends and family and everything. And just kind of that thinking about stuff, which led me to the idea of anybody who has kids or does anything with children over the last like 12 years or so. I don't know how old this book is, but there's a book called If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, and there's also another book called If You Give a Pig a Pancake and everything. Morning, Craig. Morning, Addison. And if you give a mouse a cookie, in that book, it's about this little mouse who gets a cookie. He's given his cookie, and then when he gets the cookie, he then wants a glass of milk. And then when he gets the glass of milk, then he's made this mess, and now he needs to clean up his mess. He's got milk on his face, so then he needs a napkin, and then he sees crumbs, and he needs a broom, and blah, 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 blah. And as a whole book leads you through, and it's this mouse consistently wanting, desiring, and needing more, as though he is never satisfied, never fulfilled fully. He's always wanting more. And that's us. We are the mice of the world. We are the pigs, because the pig concept is the exact same thing. It's like if you give a pig a pancake, then he's going to want syrup on it. And then if you give him put syrup on it, then he's going to want, a napkin to wipe his face, and blah, blah, blah. And that is really what we do as well. We desire something. We want for whatever we're wanting for. And we're wanting for it because we're wanting satisfaction. We're wanting fulfillment. We're wanting happiness. We're hungry, and we want to be fed. Now, sometimes we're actually wanting food or just a good cup of coffee or something. Sometimes we're wanting sex. Sometimes we're wanting that soulmate relationship. Sometimes we're wanting, financial abundance, a new house, travel, car, a new career, or maybe we're wanting better health, a different kind of body, to strengthen our body, to gain the bodies that we want. Maybe we're wanting connection. Everybody wants for multiple different things. And if you think about it, you probably go through your whole day, and if you get really, really present with yourself, and that's what this requires, because the majority of people will be like, oh, no, I'm good. I don't want that much. I'm satisfied. I'm happy with my life. And I'm going to say bullshit on that. You're not happy with your life. If you really look at it, and I can tell that you're not happy with your life, because none of us are. We're always wanting. We're always desiring. We're always looking for something outside of ourselves, and, for even more fulfillment in different areas, because we're ultimately going for the emotion, for the feeling of happiness, of connection, of fulfillment, satisfaction. But much like the mouse and the cookie, or the pig and the pancake, we bounce from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And as we're bouncing from one thing to the next, we enter into this realm of desire, right? But we lose the satisfaction so often. And this is where it kind of gets nasty for us human beings. It gets nasty for us human beings because we go into the process of wanting, and we throw out all the stuff that we desire, and then we start to manifest it. And it starts to come in, or we gain it. It comes in very quickly. We get exactly what we wanted, or very damn close to it. And we're like, wow, that was almost too easy. And then we go into buyer's remorse, which is actually our lack of worthiness around ourselves. We don't believe that we actually are worth calling something in at that quick level, or getting exactly what we want. We didn't earn it. We didn't really work hard for it, because we've grown up believing that there's no pain, there's no gain. And when we don't have pain, when we don't have suffering and struggle, then we go, how can I gain this? Like there's got to be something wrong here. So we quickly go into defying our desires by pushing them away. We get them and then we push them away. We're like, no. All the while wanting for something more. All the while, always wanting for something more. You get into a really great relationship, you find this amazing person, and then you're like, yeah, but, you know, they are amazing, they're absolutely incredible, but I really wish that they were a little bit more fill in the blank. I really wish that they had fill in the blank. She would be absolutely ideal if buy a house and you're like, this is my dream house. You get moved into the dream house and you're living there for a couple weeks, a month, you get everything unpacked, and then you notice these little things about your house and you're like, oh, I wish I had known that because I would have done this house is amazing, but I wish that I had designed this way. I wish that I had noticed this at moving at this time. You know, we do this in all areas. We're constantly desiring. We are just like that mouse wanting that cookie, going, okay, I got the cookie, now I want a glass of milk, now I got this, now I need that, now this happened. And life is always giving us, always presenting to us exactly what we're next wanting. So we're always stepping more and more into our desire. So I've been asked recently, or I've had the statements come to me recently, where people go, you know, I just want to be satisfied. Just want to be satisfied. I just want to be fulfilled. I don't want to constantly be in this state of having to work for it, having to set my desires and talk about my dreams and my goals. I just want ease. I just want ease and flow. And for some reason, the concept here is that in ease and flow, there is no desire, that there's not going to be a wanting for more. You're just going to reach a sudden point of total satisfaction and fulfillment in life, and you're never going to want for anything more. And it's just, that's it. You're just good. Like, everything's just going to be perfect. It's just going to be, you know, as my statement that I stole from whoever, I can't remember who I stole this from, but like, life is just going to be organic chocolates, roses, and wine, and nothing ever is going to get fucked up again. And there's never going to be a need to want for anything more, because you are complete, you are full, and you're good. You're just completely good. And that's not the case. That's not the case at all. If you're entering into any desire, dream, goal, longing that you really just feel called to, and you think, when I achieve this, when I gain this, then everything's going to be perfect. And I'm not going to want for, I had to cool my car down and now it's too cold. I'm not going to want for anything else after this period. I'm just going to be good. Like, I'm going to stop wanting. It's kind of like we enter life and we do this. It's, you know, like if you think about kids, we've got Christmas coming up and stuff, or like Christmas, birthdays. I know my kids always tell me, they're like, oh mom, if you get me blah, 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 I won't ask for anything else for the rest of the year. Like, this is going to make me so happy. I'm going to just be so happy. I'm not going to want for anything else. You don't have to buy me anything else. I'm not, I promise, I promise, I promise. This is my last request. And I always laugh. I go, yeah, that's a bunch of bunk, because no, it's not. You're human. And much like that child, as soon as we gain whatever it is that we have and we make it familiar in our life, and we just go, okay, quickly, and almost instantaneously, a lot of the times, we no sooner get one desire fulfilled, and we may not even have it fulfilled all the way. When we are craving for something else, we're already stepping it up into that next level of desire, and we're wanting for more. We find that soulmate, we don't have kids, we start to date, and all of a sudden a friend gets pregnant, and now we find ourselves desiring, you know, because we also want a family. So now we're like, okay, now I'm looking for that soulmate, but man, I really want to find somebody that wants kids too, because I want to have kids in the next couple of years. When we do things like that, our growth in desire is consistent and consistently evolving. The holdback that we put on ourselves is the concept that there is some point of utmost fulfillment, where we will want no more. And why I say that we put this, it's almost like a block on our desire, on our manifesting of our desire, because we get frustrated with ourselves. We get so frustrated with ourselves in the wanting and always looking for, and we think that there's something wrong with us for not being happy, as we refer to it. We think, oh, I should just be happy with this. I'm asking for too much. I am never satisfied, and that means that I'm selfish, self-centered, a bad person, not, you know, that there's something wrong, and that's not true. You're human. You want, you desire, you deserve, you're worthy of everything that you're wanting. So just get right with it. Like, eat up the yumminess of that. Because here's the thing. Everything that you want, what is the true joy in it? Is the joy in the having of it, where you're quickly flipping to something new? Because once you get a new car, you drive the new car around a little bit, right? And you're like, okay, that's nice. I love my car, I love my car. And a week in, you've forgotten that you have a new car. I mean, until you park probably next to like some beater car, and you're like, oh God, I hope they don't hit the side of my car. At least that's me. I'm like, oh, I'm always looking for the spot that doesn't have that, either has nice cars sitting in the spots next to it, or I'm like trying to block my car from getting hit in any fashion. But, you know, we have this new vehicle, this new thing in our life, and we so quickly forget to enjoy it because we are desire-based people. We want for more consistently. But what we're doing it for, and here's the thing I want you to really grasp, is that the whole process is what we're actually doing it for. We get the satisfaction, we get the joy, we get the you know, the brilliance of the manifestation and of the feeling, not from the actual receiving and owning of anything, but we get it from the creating. This is where we become like God. This is where we have that true creator nature. We are the artists of our lives, because our happiness does not come from the actual having of anything. It comes from the creating of that we want. And when we get good at realizing that, when we get really, really good at realizing that, hey, this is the stuff that I'm supposed to be paying attention to. This is the stuff that I'm supposed to really be, you know, eating up and enjoying. Then we can really tap in and enjoy everything, and we really call it in even more. And that's the key focus there, is that, you know, the abundance key comes in from gratitude, comes in from satisfaction, comes in from play, comes in from, the best word, enjoyment. When we are enjoying our life process, our journey, we become abundant, and we have become abundant in everything. We become conscious creators through enjoyment, instead of always looking at it as though we need to desire, and that is a stress point of why am I always wanting from something more, but to look at, hey, this is an amazing process. I am so powerful. I am so creative. I am so worthy. I'm always creating. I'm always wanting. I mean, can you imagine the artist, the painter? I have some beautiful gallery painters in my practice and stuff. And I can't even imagine, like, their whole life wraps around their art. And, you know, I can't even imagine, like, if you take the greatest artists out there, the greatest musicians, can you imagine if whoever your favorite musician is, if they wrote one song, played that one song, and they were like, yeah, you know, I don't want to get all crazy and selfish here, you know, I just need to be satisfied with the fact that I wrote that one song, and I'm good now. I'm good now for my life. I don't need to create any more music for this world. I don't need to let my heart be heard in this way. I don't need to show up in life this way. I just need, I got this one song out, and that should just do for a lifetime. Or the painter who just paints one painting, and that is that, and never, and just refuses the desire to paint anymore. Goes, nope, it would be selfish of me. It would be bad of me. Like, I would be greedy if I thought I should paint more. I shouldn't paint anymore in this lifetime. That's not it. or if we bring it to a sex level, you have one orgasm in your lifetime. One orgasm, you get one, and that's it. And if you have more than one, then you're being greedy, and that's too much. But that is how we treat that mentality right there. And I'm sure that that sounds absolutely crazy. Like, who would only be satisfied or only think that having an orgasm or having however many thousands of orgasms, hopefully, you know, probably thousands, we're going to call it thousands. We'll keep it in that bracket of orgasms. Imagine if you doing that. Does that sound like that's greedy? Oh, I want more than one orgasm in this lifetime. I want to let my creative artistic energy out more than just this one little bracket here. You know, I only get one sip of air. I only get one drink of water this lifetime. No, that's all effing crazy, right? It's all absolutely crazy to think like that. No, we consume, we desire, we want more. That's because of our human nature of that. And it is the enjoyment in the process, right? We enjoy the sex that we have while we're having the sex. And from that, we gain this beautiful orgasmic state. We enjoy the food that we're eating while we're eating it. We enjoy the drink that we're drinking while we're drinking it, even while we're purchasing it, while we're out there. You know, it's like when you go to the wine store, if you're into wine or good liqueurs or anything, and you go out and you really explore the drink, you're looking at it, you're researching it, you're understanding it, you know, you're tasting it, you're sampling it, you're like, wow, what is it? The enjoyment comes from the process. The enjoyment always comes from the process, and the reward is the process, not whatever it is here, because as soon as you gain it, it's gone. It's gone. Now you're off to something next, and that is your creative nature. Always wanting to create, always wanting to develop, always having desire. So today I encourage you to look at your life and to look at the things that you're desiring, and to really allow yourself to tap into the process. Like, bring yourself to this state of presence where you are just in the enjoyment of the creation of it, where you are in the mystery and the passion and the play of the creation of it, and really get into gratitude for the process, and then watch some beautiful miracles happen. Just watch some beautiful miracles happen, and try your hardest to prevent yourself from having this experience of irritation, frustration, even some bitterness that might come up, or a feeling of shame or guilt when you get something and then you quickly jump to something else. That does not make you a bad person. This does not mean anything negative at all. It just means that you are a creator. So, okay guys, I am home, and if I pull my car forward just a half a spot more, I'm gonna lose my internet. There's like no internet between where I'm at in my car and my garage for some reason, and then all of a sudden I have internet again. So let me see. Announcements. I have a whole bunch of stuff coming up. Local people, oh my goodness, there's just a massive amount of stuff coming up everywhere, from satsangs and orgasm camps, and gosh, what else? We got pujas coming up. Moving into level 2 of the Tantric Practitioner Training will be coming out very, very soon. The launch of that, you can access that. You do have to go through level 1 to gain access to level 2, but level 1 has been all recorded and taken care of, so you're more than welcome to definitely explore that for sure. I do encourage you to go to the events I've got coming up on the 10th of November. My quantum field tantra, kind of like my magic show, where I show how you can really tap into the energy field and move energy. So we deal with the quantum world, we deal with energy, all that beautiful stuff. Make sure that you explore that for November 10th. There's a video on my website also for that if you don't quite know what the heck quantum field tantra is. Then there's a whole bunch of global stuff coming out as well. Doing a whole bunch of networking global stuff this year, so make sure that you explore that. And if you are local in the Dallas area, area or surrounding states to Texas, know that December 13th, 14th, and 15th in Austin, Texas is the very first year for the Austin Tantra Festival on the West Coast, on the East Coast, and Austin is now going to be the central location for the Tantra Festival. The first year is happening this year. I am teaching a couple classes down there, actually teaching the Quantum Field Tantra class down there. And if you are interested in learning a little bit about Tantra, exploring this might be, you can explore that event on my website at kendalwilliams.com and just look for the Austin. So that's happening.